Hello and welcome everyone. This is Mohammad Izamam from Saimedha Ecet Coaching Center Koti, Hyderabad. Saimedha Koti, Hyderabad is providing a golden opportunity to all the Ecet 2024 and as well as Ecet 2025 students. ఎవరైతే ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ లో ఉన్నారో, ఎవరైతే థర్డ్ సెమిస్టర్ లో ఇప్పుడు చదువుతున్నారో, Saimedha Koti, Hyderabad is providing the online coaching and as well as offline coaching for it. ర్యాంక్స్ గురించి చెప్పాలంటే Saimedha Koti హైదరాబాద్ లో ఎవ్రీ సింగిల్ ఇయర్ వీ హ్యావ్ ప్రూవన్ దట్ మాక్సిమం ర్యాంక్స్ ఇన్ ఆల్ ద బ్రాంచెస్ ఈసీ ట్రిపుల్ మెకానికల్ సివిల్ అండ్ కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ లో టాప్ 5 బ్రాంచెస్ లో స్టేట్ ఫస్ట్ ర్యాంక్ తో పాటు మాక్సిమం ర్యాంక్స్ ఇన్ టాప్ 10 అండ్ టాప్ 50 లో కూడా మాక్సిమం ర్యాంక్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. In this video lecture series in the YouTube, we are going to be updating every single day for all the branches, subject wise and as well as topic wise. Previous Ecet examination questions will be explained by expert faculties. My dear students, gurtu pettukondi, only previous year competitive examination questions korake separate course untadi, pay cheyalsi untadi baita market lo. Kani Saimedha Koti Hyderabad lo free of cost we are providing that series guys in this very YouTube channel. So those who have not subscribed the channel, subscribe now and press the bell icon to be notified for the further more updates. Every day subject wise, topic wise, previous Ecet examination questions with which you can understand the level of teaching, the expertise which is there in the Saimedha Koti Hyderabad. So my dear students, what are you waiting for? Start watching all the video series in this YouTube channel. At the end of the video, I'll be coming back to give you a surprise for all the Ecet 2024 and Ecet 2025 aspirants. So share this video as much as possible for all the final year students and third semester students. Now let's start the video.
Friends, here we are discussing waveguides previous year questions. First question, 2009 question, magic T is a combination of one H plane T and E plane T, two H plane T and one E plane T, one H plane T and two E plane T, one H and three E plane T. Here first of all you understand what is T. T is a waveguide component. T is a waveguide component which are used to combine the power or split the power. Remember, T is a waveguide component which are used to combine the power or split the power. Here T's are classified into three types. One is E plane T, one is E plane T, and second one is H plane T, E plane T, second one is H plane T, and third one is magic T. So T's are classified into three types. First one is what? E plane T, second one is H plane T, and third one is magic T. Here E plane T, H plane T are consist three ports. E plane T, H plane T are consist three ports. How is the diagram means? Like this. This is like this. I am explaining like this is E plane T, port 1, port 2, port 3. Similarly, if it is H plane T, see here the diagram. This is the diagram. If it is H plane T. So E plane T, H plane T. Now very important, our question is what? Magic T. Here magic T is a combination of E plane T and H plane T. That's why it is also known as EH plane T. Combination of E plane T and H plane T. E plane T and H plane T. What is that one? Magic T, which is also known as hybrid T, EHT. So here in our option, magic T is a combination of one E plane T and H plane T, the correct answer. So E plane T consists 3 ports, H plane T consists 3 ports, but magic T consists how many ports? 4 ports. Remember this point also, sometimes they ask a question. 4 ports, magic T, E plane T 3 ports, H plane T 3 ports. So here magic T is a combination of E plane T and H plane T. Next, second question. This is 2010 question. the guided wavelength lambda g. What is lambda g? Guided wavelength. Guided wavelength. Guided wavelength. And lambda free space wavelength. Lambda is free space wavelength. Lambda c cutoff wavelength. Lambda c cutoff wavelength. Remember, lambda g guided wavelength, lambda free space wavelength, lambda c cutoff wavelength. Free space wavelength means everyone knows lambda equal to simply c by f formula. What is cutoff wavelength means? It is the wavelength of the waveguide at which below wave can propagate through waveguide. It is the wavelength of the waveguide at which below wave can propagate through waveguide. What is cutoff frequency? It is the frequency of the waveguide at which above wave can propagate through waveguide. If it is frequency, you remember the term above. If it is wavelength, you remember the term below, because frequency wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. And one more term is here, guided wavelength. What is guided wavelength means? It is the wavelength in the waveguide. It is the wavelength in the waveguide along the direction of propagation. It is the wavelength in the waveguide in the direction of propagation. Then is asking the relation between these three wavelengths. The relation is 1 by lambda g square is equals to 1 by lambda naught square minus 1 by lambda c square. This is actual relation. 1 by lambda g square equals to 1 by lambda naught square minus 1 by lambda c square. This is the relation between lambda g, lambda naught, lambda c. If you see here, 1 by lambda g square equals to 1 by lambda g square equals to, actually here correct answer not in terms of lambda. So is asking one more question, same question, 1 by lambda c square. 1 by lambda c square, if goes left side, 1 by lambda c square plus 1 by lambda g square is equals to what? 1 by lambda naught square. The same equation I am writing in terms of cutoff frequency, cutoff wavelength and guided wavelength. 1 by lambda naught square, see here, 1 by lambda naught square, this is 1 by lambda naught square, is equals to, this 1 minus term goes left side, becomes plus. So 1 by lambda naught square equals 1 by lambda c square plus 1 by lambda g square. It is also correct. So option 1 is the correct answer. Option 1 is the correct answer. Next question, the wavelength of a wave in a waveguide. So the wavelength of a wave in a waveguide. See, remember, very important, the wavelength of a wave in a waveguide is known as what? Guided wavelength. Guided wavelength. Remember, guided wavelength. So here guided wavelength lambda g, the wavelength in the waveguide along the direction of propagation, is directly proportional to group velocity, is inversely proportional to phase velocity, is greater than in free space, and it depends on the wavelength dimensions and free space wavelength. So according to the definition of guided wavelength, lambda g equal to lambda naught by under root of I am writing 1 by lambda naught by under root of 1 minus lambda c by lambda naught whole square. Lambda c by lambda naught whole square. This is the formula. Now from this equation, what is the definition means? Guided wavelength is always greater than free space wavelength. guided wavelength is always greater than free space wavelength. Hence, option 3 is the correct answer. What is the option 3? Guided wavelength is always greater than in free space wavelength. Next question. In hollow rectangular waveguide, the phase velocity, see here students, is asking, the question is related to phase velocity. The question is related to phase velocity. Phase velocity, which is also known as velocity of propagation. Phase velocity equals to, I am writing formula, Vp equal to omega by beta. Vp equal to omega by beta. So, from propagation constant, we will calculate attenuation constant as well as phase constant. If you calculated that phase constant, substitute here, phase velocity formula I am writing C by under root of 1 minus Fc by F whole square. Fc by F whole square. This is formula. Vp equal to C by 1 minus Fc by F whole square. What is C here? Velocity of light in free space. What is that value? 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. What is F? Operating frequency. F is operating frequency and Fc is cutoff frequency. Cutoff frequency. Remember all these terms, cutoff frequency. So, generally in waveguides, operating frequency F is always greater than Fc. Operating frequency is always greater than Fc. Then Fc by F value is always less than 1. Then only our formula correct. So, this is very important. Phase velocity equal to formula, how to remember means C by under root of 1 minus Fc by F whole square. But sometimes is giving formula, which is formula is correct. Sometimes he will write here F by Fc, Fc by F like that. Remember, Fc is a cutoff frequency, F is operating frequency of waveguide, F is always greater than Fc. So, here phase velocity is always greater than velocity of light. Phase velocity is always greater than velocity of light. Now, the question is related to phase velocity with operating frequency. So, 4 options are given. Phase velocity increases with increasing frequency, phase velocity decreases with decreasing frequency, phase velocity decreases with increasing frequency, phase velocity is independent of frequency. It is depends on frequency. First of all, option 4 is wrong, because phase velocity depends on frequency, because in formula F is there. Now, the question, phase velocity increases or decreases? See here. So, increases with increasing frequency or decreases with increasing frequency. Only 2 possibilities, increasing with increasing or decreasing with increasing. So, if you see these 2 options, increases with increasing is wrong, decreases with decreasing wrong, because if it is directly proportional, then only like this. But here phase velocity is inversely proportional to frequency. Phase velocity is inversely proportional to frequency. Hence, phase velocity decreases. Phase velocity decreases if frequency increases. Phase velocity decreases if frequency increases, or phase velocity increases with operating frequency decreases, because from this formula phase velocity is inversely proportional to operating frequency F. Hence, option 3 is the correct answer. Option 3 is correct answer. Next question we are discussing, question number 5. This is 2011 question. In a waveguide network, there is a component which consists of an E plane T combined with H plane T. Then what is this component generally known as? Just now explain E plane T. This is E plane T. This is E plane T. This is E plane T. See here. Now one more term H plane T combined. H plane T combined like this. So this is E plane T, this is H plane T, then the combination of E plane T, the combination of E plane T and H plane T, the combination of E plane T and H plane T is what? Magic T, which is also known as hybrid T, which is also known as EH plane T. So in our four options, magic T is the correct answer. Magic T is the correct answer. Magic T is also known as, remember, hybrid T, or sometimes EH plane T also. EH plane T, remember. So here theory question they asked, combination of E plane T and H plane T is what? Magic T.
So my dear students, for Ecet 2024 and Ecet 2025, Saimedha Koti Hyderabad is providing maximum concessions in this very week. Offline students gavachu, online students gavachu, online plus offline students gavachu, morning batches, evening batches, day batches, full day batches, online courses with materials gurinchi Saimedha Koti Hyderabad in this very week, guys, in this very week only we are providing the maximum concessions. Aa concessions evaithe unnayo, concessions ఏ విధంగా ఉంటది, batches ఏ విధంగా ఉంటాయి, with materials, without material, online coaching, total మీకు ఏ డౌట్ ఉన్నా సరే ఆ కన్సెషన్స్ మాక్సిమం ఏమున్నాయి అంటే మనకు మొబైల్ నంబర్స్ ఇక్కడ స్క్రోలింగ్ లో ఆల్రెడీ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. సో స్క్రోలింగ్ అవుతున్న మొబైల్ నంబర్స్ కి కాంటాక్ట్ చేయండి అండ్ జాయిన్ ఇన్ ద Saimedha Koti Hyderabad as soon as possible. Don't miss this opportunity of getting the maximum concessions, guys. Thank you very much. In this video series, every single day we are going to be updating subject wise, topic wise, previous Ecet examination questions. I wish you all the best. This is Mohammad Inzamam signing off.